Alright, welcome back to a brand new video. I wanted to go through my entire CD collection since it's been so long since I made a video on them. I have like 40 CDs now. We'll just go in random order. I'll just start picking them out and we'll just go through them. First one is Life's a Trip by Trippie Redd. This is honestly a 10 out of 10. Definitely one of his best. I know a lot of people really like this, and like this has to be one of the best cover arts ever. Bro, some of these are dusty. Hold on. God damn. I guess we're just gonna keep going with Trippie Redd here for the next few CDs. A Love Letter to You 4, my favorite of the series so far. I'm very glad I own this, and you know, this holds a very special place in my heart. Oh my god, this shit is so dusty. Another overhated album here from Trippie, exclamation point. I like the, you know, like pop kind of sound this kind of went for. I feel like this is just so overhated, man. I know a lot of Trippie fans will defend it with me. Oh my god, the dust. Next up, Love is Rage 2 by Uzi. This is his best project. This is a fucking classic, dude. I was actually thinking when I was listening to this recently, like the original album really might be a 10 out of 10. Great cover art. This is one that I have to display because how good the cover art is. One of my favorite albums this year, probably my album of the year. I know Drake and 21 just dropped last night, but you know, still, this is my album of the year. From Gunna. I think Gunna killed this, dude. He really did not miss once on this album. Like I said, this is probably my album of the year. This is Gunna's best work in my opinion. There's just so many bangers. I really think that, I'm sure you can't see this well, but I really think that from the start of this album until like the 10th song was just a Hall of Fame run to open up the album. Posthumous album from Juice, we got Legends Never Die. This was a great 2020 album. I feel like they did him justice on here. There was just so many good songs. This whole CD is beautiful. I like this album more than Goodbye and Good Riddance, to be honest. I know that's like a hot take. Got a little Pop Smoke. Had to pick up a CD from him. This Drill album is crazy, man. Like his best thing that he ever made. Meet the Woo 2. So many insane songs on here, and I'm a fan. You know, from time to time, I bump some drill, New York drill, UK drill, whatever it is. I like those like subgenres a little bit. So Meet the Woo 2, this shit is amazing. One of my newer CDs that I kind of just picked up because I've been liking this album a lot more recently is Savage Mode 2, 21. He just keeps getting better and better, you know what I'm saying? I know I just said he dropped, you know, Her Loss with Drake, but Metro's production was amazing. It's super cool to hear like those kind of like Halloween sounds, Morgan Freeman narrating the album. It was very well produced. It's very dark as well, but yeah, 21 did his thing. This is his best album in my opinion. I'm glad I picked this up because this has aged very well. I picked up Nas's King's Disease. I like this. I know he dropped the second King's Disease and he's gonna be dropping a third one. I haven't really like looked into that as much, but I think it was 2020 when he dropped this, and it was kind of like Nas's like comeback. I know he's like dropped, you know, music throughout the years quite a bit, but like this felt like his first project in a while that people really respected and liked, and it really just hit with me. Shout out Adele. I really like this album. This is my favorite from her. 30. I basically like every single song on here, and I don't know, dude, I just be listening to Adele and shit. Sometimes you gotta switch it up, you know, play a little bit of this, you know, a little comfort album, you know what I'm saying? J. Cole, The Off Season. I remember for the CD I was pissed because I threw it in my car and I accidentally bought the clean version. I was just too lazy to go back and return it, so I have the clean version. But The Off Season, man, this was one of the best from last year, 2021. I feel like I have not really bumped it this year that much though. Really had no misses, and I've always defended it. Now that I think of it, like I bumped it crazy last summer. All right, here we go, man. This is my favorite album of all time, so I had to pick this up. Death Waits for Love. I really got nothing to say other than Juice WRLD really is the GOAT. This really is a masterpiece. Very impressive work. I'm mad that my CD case is cracked, and it's cracked for a couple of them just because of the way it comes in the mail. I haven't even ruined the CDs. Just got the Fighting Demons CD, his last album. I just want his whole discography. I did make a video on this recently. I was getting very critical about how some of these songs probably should have been cut from the album, but it's still really good. I feel like this is still very overhated. Like I will defend this album quite a bit. I think that's some good work. I think Legends Never Die was a lot better, you know, for posthumous albums from him. But Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, I have Volume 1 as well. Just so many good songs on here. Obviously, it's like a compilation, you know, for Guardians of the Galaxy, the movie, and like I be liking Marvel, you know, and all the movies and everything. And these two are definitely some of my favorite movies. So why not just get the soundtrack? There's just so many good songs. I mean, you put this CD in and you play Hooked on a Feeling. That's one of the greatest songs of all time. I mean, come on. Very, very fun listens when you throw these in, and those movies are goated. So I think though it's like the only like movie soundtrack stuff I have, to be honest. Ooh, another really good one here. Logic's Under Pressure. This is fucking classic hip hop right here. This is just such a great story. This was Logic's first album. The bars that he spits on this album, just how good some of these songs are. Yeah, man, dude, this guy was just hungry, man. This is just a perfect skipless album for me. It's not the deluxe. I know a lot of people, you know, see the deluxe cover or like the deluxe as well, but I'm actually not really that much of a fan of the deluxe. That might be like a hot take. More Logic right here. Actually, the next couple are gonna be Logic, but Young Sinatra 4. I really like this album too. I think it's very overhated. This was a 2018 album. I got a lot of good memories in high school when this came out. A good Young Sinatra, man. I really do like this a lot. I don't know why people don't really like it that much. The Incredible True Story, I forget even how to open this, but yeah, again, Logic has amazing cover arts. Just so cool, dude. Such a great story, so cinematic. I have not appreciated this as much as I probably should, to be honest. I think a lot more people would rank it higher in his discography than where I rank it. No pressure, had to pick this up. This is one of his best. Obviously the sequel? Prequel? Yeah. This is obviously the sequel to, you know, Under Pressure. This was to like kind of end his career in a way. Whew, this was some shit, bro. Back in 2020, again, the bars on this album are insane. The track list is nuts. There's so many of some of his best songs on here. I can't believe it got cracked in the mail, but I did pick up Vinyl Days. This is one of the best albums this year, one of the best rap albums this year. It was crazy because it was 30 songs long. But at the same time, with all like the skits and the short tracks and kind of the boom bap style production, it really like goes pretty quick. It's a very, very good album, but it goes by really fast. Dude, Logic killed it. He was in his bag with Vinyl Days. Picked up on 90s classic from Biggie, Ready to Die. This is one of my recent purchases. Biggie's just a hip hop legend, so it's like obviously I gotta dabble into that as I, you know, look more into hip hop, and I've really appreciated this album a lot more. Amazing story and lyricism on here. And when I'm looking for a 90s album to bump, Ready to Die is definitely one of the best in the 90s. Trip at Night from Trippie Redd, my favorite of the decade, probably, and my favorite from Trippie Redd. I always gas this album up. I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen my Trip at Night videos. I could never stop making them because this album is so good. This Rage album. He found his sound with Miss the Rage and he just ran with it. He ran with that hit song. I unfortunately don't have the song with Drake on here, but I guess it's signed as well. I almost forgot. Take a little sip of the Voodoo here. We're about halfway done. Jack Harlow this year. I like his other album better. I don't have it on CD, but I don't even know if they made it on CD. But I had to pick this up. I think this is overhated. I really haven't bumped it too much. This has a lot of good songs on it, man. There's a lot of good performances on here. I'm gonna defend Jack Harlow because, you know, I'm a big fan of him. I picked up some Kanye. This might be the only Kanye I have, but My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. I know a lot of people are saying right now, separate the art from the artist. In the last like year, I've really grown to like that album a lot. So yeah, probably my favorite from Kanye. I picked up, I don't really bump this anymore. This was a 2020 album from Internet Money. Before the Storm, a compilation album again, you know, with just features on every song. I did want to pick this up because I really like Internet Money. I like those guys and what they've done and what they've done for hip hop and kind of like the whole SoundCloud era and this era and generation of music. It's weird because the album has like really no skips. Like I enjoy every song on here, but it's not like a 10 out of 10. Like I'm not calling it my favorite or anything. I picked up MGK. I have a couple of his CDs. It's like an alternate version, but this was for Mainstream Sellout. I did go see the tour for this album. Very sick. Go check out the vlog if you haven't already. I feel like that's one of the better albums this year. Lil Wayne, I have a few of his CDs as well, but the first one I'll show is Funeral. I like this album. It's a little spotty on the track list here and there, but it's got a lot of good songs from him. Back to the Adele, man. I'd be crying to this shit. What was this even called? 25? I don't know, what's this album even called? It's 25, I think. Yeah, it is. Okay. You got a ton of recognizable hits that you would know if you played this. Pegasus. This is what I was missing from Trippie. Very good album. I'm actually going to be dropping a video on this, so look out for that very soon. It was very singy, it was very R&B almost, but then it kind of switched up into like a whole bunch of trap songs, rap songs and everything. It was kind of very long, and we could have cut out some songs on here, not gonna lie. I have a lot of good memories with this album. It was Still one of the better albums of 2020. Don't judge the cover art. I feel like people don't like him in his goddamn underwear in here. Okay, if you actually listen to it, I get that it's long, okay? I'm not saying that it's no skips. I'm not saying it's a 10 out of 10, okay? It's got some flaws, all right? I'm gonna be critical of one of my favorite artists. People who say this shit is a 0 or one of the worst albums ever are stupid. I really don't know why I bought this, because I don't bump this album really, but this was Post Malone. This is the only Post Malone I have. His last couple, Hollywood's Bleeding or Beer Bongs at Bentley, because I feel like those were more like mainstream or had just better and bigger hits on it. I guess as a whole album, I like this the most from Post Malone. And it did have some good songs on here. Oh, man, this hits. I do have the whole Culture series. I'm so glad that I have this, actually. This is dope. I'm pretty sure the CD's broken. Because I bought it used, but I have Culture 1, just fucking classic. That's such a good trap album. That CD is in rough condition. Then I have Culture 2. I think this is my least favorite. I was listening to them a lot this week with the passing of Takeoff, rest in peace. And I also bought Culture 3, which I defend this album too because I really, really liked it. Very fun album. And arguably the best. It's very, very consistent. It's up there with Culture 1. I'm so glad I have this trilogy right here because like it's gonna mean a lot in the future. It already means a lot now. This only X album I have is Question Mark, which is his best. This is really kind of his only project that I really bump. That's a very good album, and that was kind of like the peak of his career and everything. So there's a lot of good songs on there. A lot of different styles. That album is like all over the place, man. Told you I got more Wayne. Carter 3. This is my favorite from the Carter series. So many good rapping performances as well. This is probably my favorite Lil Wayne album. Straight Outta Compton. So many just great hip hop songs on here that everybody knows. This right here was a great record from just a great group, you know, came together, made this shit. Again, if I want something 90s, I'll probably throw this in my car. But I think the album's good. It's honestly, this album has no skips, but I do like some of Harry Styles' shit off here. So I told you I got a few pop records. I do like that, and then more pop shit. I actually fuck with Justin Bieber quite a bit. So I bought this. This album's really good too. Justice, like there's really no skips on this shit either. I will end it off with Tickets to My Downfall, 10 out of 10 right here. I think he captured the whole like high school punk sound really good and did his thing on this little pop punk rock album or whatever. Tickets to My Downfall, great. That is my 40 CD collection. I actually thought I had a little bit more. My collection is gonna keep growing. I spent hundreds of dollars on these CDs for absolutely no reason. I just like to collect some of my favorite albums. I'm missing so many of my other favorite albums just because sometimes they don't make them on CD, or I missed out on the opportunity or just can't find it. I got all my CDs from my local record store when I was shopping at Target on the, you know, the artist merch website or whatever. So I have no vinyl records just because them shits are expensive and I don't even have a vinyl player. But you know, CDs, like I can actually play these in my car. I hope you guys enjoyed. Like, how, subscribe. If you guys watch all the way to the end, I hope you enjoyed. And comment down below which one of my CDs is your favorite album.